Hi everybody, welcome to the Yarn Matrix podcast. My name's Rosalie. Thank you for being here with me today. You can find me on Ravelry as Yarn Matrix and on Instagram as Yarn Matrix 1. Really the only two places that I frequent. I know it's been a while. Today is Sunday, May 17th, and I believe the last time I podcast was the end of March. Middle of March. So it's been about 2 months, but I have quite a few things to share with you today. I have some finished objects, I have some whips, and I have only one new cast on. You should be proud of me. Only one. And of course, since today is Sunday, I am going to take a page out of the Crazy Sock Ladies podcast and go through my scrappy projects with you. So stick around. Let's see here. Let's start with finished objects. So I actually have 3 finished objects. They are all the same thing. Socks. I only have 2 sets of sock blockers. So, and these are all Desert Vista Dyeworks because I am doing the year-long knit along in her group. These were my March Desert Vista Dyeworks socks, and this is in the colorway Tupperware Tumblers. These are, they're beautiful, they're bright, they're springy. I need that for now. It's rainy coming at you from the Santa Cruz Mountains, and it's not pretty outside. So let's see here. I do my socks. I actually follow Kay Litton's patterns. I follow all of her numbers. So I cast on 64 stitches, and I do a 20 row cuff. I do, on these ones, I did an 80 row leg, heel flap and gusset, rounded toe, and how long is my foot? I think it's 60 rows for the foot. So those were my March DVDs. And as you can see the black, yeah, they were a lot brighter than this until my husband put my brand new black pants in the wash with my brand new springy socks. It's okay, it's fine. We're still married. It's fine. Then these are, so those were my March, these are my April DVD Dyeworks socks, and these I made for my husband. So these are 72 stitches, and I have a 3x1. I did it in a 3x1 rib, heel flap and gusset. Obviously too big for my sock blockers here. Yeah, those are pretty. What? I don't remember the name of this colorway. I don't. What are they? What is it? I don't know. So, aren't those pretty? I love those. I love her colorways. Her colorways are just amazing. And for May, so for May, I was doing more than one pair of socks, and I was a little paranoid, so I did the minimum 3-inch cuff. But this is in the colorway Night Blossoms. And these are going to be for me as well. Yeah, see, there's 2 of them. I love them. God, that colorway. That turquoise color in there, right here, is gorgeous. Yeah. Heel flap and gusset. I used to do all of my socks toe up, and I was always trying to find the right heel to fit, and it seems that I should have always done them top down with the heel flap and gusset because that fits the best on my foot. On mine. And So the other socks, so that actually brings us into works in progress. I feel like I'm going a little fast. It's okay. So that brings us into our works in progress. So I am doing a pair of birthday socks for my niece. And again, it's going to top down, heel flap and gusset, 64 stitches. And this is in the Polar Vortex colorway from Cozy Knitter. And there's one done. And I am on the heel flap of the second one. So I just did a contrasting cuff, but the heel and toe are all in the colorway. I don't match stripes. I just keep knitting, and I think they're beautiful. I love these colorways. That's to keep track of my rows. All of my stitch markers on there. And I knit all of my socks on a 2.5 millimeter size 1.5 US Chow Goose, 32 inch. I do magic loop most of the time. And this pair of socks is living in my Lone Larch bag from Jenny of Lone Larch Designs. One of my 2 favorite bag makers. The other one is my sister, of course. So let's see what else we got going on here. This is a really old whip. I lied, there's 2 new cast-ons. Okay. This one is a really, really old whip. I mean, like years old. It's a Joji Locatelli pattern. It is called the Waving Lace Tank. I've been working on this for, gosh, I don't know how long. And I started getting a little confused, so I just let it sit. And then realized that the only thing that I had left to do, because you start at the bottom, it's knit bottom up. So you start at the bottom with a little bit of lace, and you knit up and you split, and you do the back and the front, and then you graft them together. The only thing that I had left to do was the front. So I literally had this much to knit, bind off, so this much to knit here, this much to knit here and here, and graft the shoulders together. I don't know why I let it sit for so long. So this is the back of the cardigan, or the tank top, and it's got a bunch of really pretty lace on the bottom that you'll be able to see much better after it is blocked. This is the back. The back is totally completed. The neckline right here. And this is the front, which is going to be very hard to show you because my needles are still in it, because you work one side at a time. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? There's the other side. That's my right side. Yeah. So I don't have very much to go on this. By the next podcast, that should be done. And that is in Kickapoo Sock from Utopia Yarns. And I got this from a knit crate, I believe, years ago. And it's in the colorway Shady Grove. And it actually came in an 840 yard skein. And it is Shady Grove. So, it's beautiful, beautiful greens. I love that. And I'm doing these actually on my Hiya Sharps. So that is going to be probably going to be my next finished object. I'm hoping either that or my niece's socks. I'm not sure. Then let's actually go with the new cast on, because I'll do all of the scrappy projects at once. This is every year the Periscoping sisters do create a pattern, and they do a knit along, and it's always for Mother's Day. So this year, didn't bring a picture, this year it's called A Mother's Prayer, and they put it out in 4 clues. I have clue 1 done, and I am currently on clue 2, and this is the right side. It's going to be a shawl. I love those, and the lace, and it's so easy. Their patterns are always so easy to follow. And these are being done in, this one here is called The Wedding, and it's from the Outlander collection from Honey Girl Farms. Very pretty. It looks a little darker on screen. The light here isn't fabulous. So there we go. Honey Girl Farms. I love her logo. So cute. And this is in her deluxe sock. I love that. And then the other one is a Malabrigo yarn, and it's in the colorway Plomo. I love that. It's just a really deep gray. Very, very pretty. Yeah, Malabrigo. Kettle dyed pure superwash merino wool. And in the colorway Plomo. Plomo? Am I saying that right? Plomo? I don't know. And again, these are all being done on Chow Goose, which is really my go-to needle. I use that most of the time. It's kind of a mess, huh? I don't even know what's going on here. So I'm currently on clue 2. There's 4 clues. The knit along is over. It was over before Mother's Day, like I think like a week or 2 weeks before Mother's Day. So I'm a little behind. That's okay though, because it's for me anyway. Gotta put my tag back. Okay. Okay. It's gonna be a short podcast, even with all of the stuff I'm working on. Well, really, the only thing you can see is the cast on. I'm only literally like 2 rows into this project. It is going to be a cardigan, and it's called the Sporty Friday. Where's the picture? Well, beautiful big collar, lace sleeves, lace bottom. That's not a very good, excuse me, not a very good picture, but I am doing it all in Barocco Vintage DK in this beautiful brown color. So, Vintage DK. And it is in, I don't have my glasses on, color 2103. Isn't that beautiful? So I think it's going to take about 5 skeins for my size. And I am doing size small because of the positive ease they want you to have on it. I don't like big bulky stuff. So I went down a size. What else? What else do I have? You know what I miss through all of this pandemic and social distancing and staying home? I miss bangs. What? I mean, I seriously need a haircut. It's bad. I try very hard to. That's okay. So I actually even pulled out some cross stitching that I've been doing. I used to cross stitch every day, constantly. I've made so many different things, projects for my mom, projects for friends. One year I knit everybody cross stitch everybody a teddy bear, and with their birth month on it. And it was like teddy bear themed. It was this whole pattern collection. And so I knit my whole family, or the girls in my family, teddy bears. Cross-stitched the girls in my family teddy bears. So I started getting the itch to do it again, and I have 2 projects going right now, but they're big projects, and I don't have my stand anymore. It's been gone for a really long time. I think I might get a new one, a Lowry stand. I'm not sure. Figuring out where to put it in our front room. Our front room's kind of crowded with furniture and stuff, and we're actually in the process of purging a bunch of stuff and just getting rid of everything. So I found this one in my drawer, and it was small. It's a dimensions pattern. It had everything came with it, and it stuck to the paper. Okay, all right, well, it's gonna stay stuck. It says, life is good. Glare, I know, I'm sorry. Is that better? There we go. Life is good, a little bottle of wine in a vineyard. And so I am probably 3/4 of the way done with the pattern. And this is done on a 14 count Aida. I'm doing a 2/1, just like the pattern suggests. And I love it. I love the colors. Dimensions floss is very, it's nice. It's nice floss. So I've been working on that. That should be done soon as well. I plan on getting just a little frame with it. See, it came with this little black frame. I don't like circular frames. They're very hard for me to use. So when this is done, I will just stretch it over a wood frame and hang it in my kitchen. That's where I plan on putting that. Okay, everything that I have left is scrappy projects. So happy Sunday, happy Scrappy Sunday. Let's take a little coffee break here. Oh, So the mail comes one day, and there's this box addressed to me. I'm like, I didn't order anything. I don't know where, who it came from. And, but my daughter said, yeah, Mom, it's for you. Go ahead and open it up. And I said, okay. And there was this coffee cup in it. There's no wine in, in this mug. How funny is that? I love it. And it's a left-handed coffee cup. Thank you very much. Now I have 2 of them. Turns out my neighbor across the street, more like family I should say, bought this for me as a surprise. And then yesterday I walk outside and there is a very lovely girl painting my mailbox. My neighbor, she surprises me all the time with stuff like that. She brings me little plants and she's just a doll. And yeah, so she got me this cup. She got my mailbox painted. Happy Mother's Day to me, she says. I'll see if I can pop pictures of the mailbox in here. It's a local girl, and I swear, almost our whole street now is painted mailboxes, and it is the most adorable thing I have ever seen. So here are, let's do our Scrappy parade now, right? So I started a corner-to-corner Afghan. The reason being is because I was doing the, you know, the granny stripe blanket. And I could not get my sides straight. They were doing this. And I couldn't live with that element, and which is weird because I've knit, I can't tell you how many blankets I've crocheted, knit. See, I got knit on the brain. I can't tell you how many blankets I've crocheted, and they've all turned out fine. This particular pattern, for some reason, I couldn't get it. It was doing this. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know what the problem was. So I frogged it, and I just put it on my ball winder and caked it up because everything, I do these blankets with the magic knot. So I just put it on my winder and caked it up and started a corner to corner. So it starts down here. So these are all of the same colors that were in my granny stripe blanket. It's just a different pattern now. And it starts here and it goes. So I got that whole cake done. And it's almost my wingspan. Look at those colors. They're so pretty, all these colors together. They're just so pretty. I love them. And so that cake is done, and the next one I'm gonna do is this. This is just all scraps, magic knotted together. It's like, it's gotta be over 100 grams. It's like the size of a softball, right? Yeah, it's like the size of a softball. So that is going to be what I'm doing next. I think I'm going to try and make this a queen size Afghan. So this is the first time that I've done this pattern, so I'm not 100% sure how to like really measure it. So I've put it on the corner of the bed and I'm like, okay, is that long enough? Do I need to start going straight now? Like, how is that gonna work? But I'll figure it out, it'll be fine. So I am going to, so what I've been doing on Scrappy Sunday is pulling all of my Scrappy projects out and doing like either one color, one row, one something, so that all of my Scrappy projects get some love. So on this one today, I've actually already done this purple color. It's like a sparkly purple. Let me move my coffee. It's like a sparkly purple. It's really pretty. And I don't know any of the yarns that are in here. I didn't keep track of anything that I put in my granny stripe blanket or that I magic knotted up. I have two of these, 2 more that I'm going to use on it that I know for sure, and 1 other magic knot ball that is in process from other scraps. So that is going to get a little bit more love today. I think I'm going to go ahead and just do another color. But what's been happening is that I'll be working on a project and this is just so addicting. I'm like, I just want to crochet. That's all I want to do. I just want to crochet. So that's what I've been doing. Then we have another very long-term work in progress, which is my corner to corner, not my corner to corner, that's my corner to corner, my mitered square blanket. So just recently I have added 10 squares. So let me see if I can remember the numbers here. My mitered square blanket is going to be 18 wide by 18 high. So that is 324 squares. I am on row 7. I've done 10 on row 7. I'm currently at 108 squares completed. So I'm literally a third of the way done with my blanket. But let's see here. Started on this side, and again for this one here I didn't keep track of any yarns except for these two. I know these two are my yarns. This is Speckletacular and this is Simply Mauveless. And then I think this is Hedgehog Fibers. I made a hat out of that. And then the rest of them are minis that I got from Swapless Swaps. Oh, this is Tupperware Tumblers from the socks that I did. See how bright that is when you don't wash it with black jeans? It's okay. Again, we're still married. It's fine. And then, yep. Beautiful. Beautiful. I have 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12 more colors I can do without having to skein up. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 more colors I can do without having to skein up yarns yet, so 9 more squares. So I have 216 squares to go. And I knit them on 3mm needles. And I knit them on signatures. 3.5mm, which is, I think is a 2.5 US. Is that right? So 218 squares to go. How long does everybody think that'll take me? Another couple of years probably. So that's the second one. So a square will get done on this today for sure. We're gonna do a color on the corner to corner. We're gonna do a square on the mitered square blanket. Then I have some Scrappy Socks going that I am at the heel flap for. Beautiful. Let's see, what yarns are in here? I know these two are Suburban Stitcher. I think this is Eternity Ranch Knits. I think that's Suburban Stitcher as well. I'm not sure. The gray that I'm using for the heels, cuffs, and toes is just a Knit Picks stroll fingering. Quite a while ago when I was really getting into socks, I bought a ton of all the different colors, so I have them for heels, toes, and cuffs on socks. And these are just, see, this is gonna go in. This is gonna go in. I think this one's already in there. No. And then I have these that are gonna go in. And it really is just pretty darn random. I'm not really worrying about, you know, the only thing that I'm not doing is putting really light colors together or really dark colors together. So those are started. This is the first sock. I just have to get past that heel flap and gusset. And I think I might do the whole heel flap and gusset in this so that it has a great, nah, I don't know. No, that's silly. I shouldn't do that. This is living in my bag that I got from Lambtown back in October, and it's from A Needle Runs Through It. Love, love, love the coffee cups. I was vending there and I saw a girl walk by with it, and I was like, where'd you get that bag? I need one in my life. Yep. So then I went and found her and got that. So I'll be doing on these, I'll be doing one, I'll probably finish up the heel flap and heel turn on this sock. That's what I plan on doing today for that one. The last Scrappy project I have to share with you is my Bits and Bobs blanket. Again, another wonderful pattern. I love this pattern so much. It's so addicting. I am using regular bare stroll fingering, and all of the packages that I keep from the Swapless Swaps. And right now this one, and I'm keeping all of the dyers together. So this right here, which obviously you can't see all of the colors, is Teeny Button Studios. So far I have, and this project I am actually keeping track of who's in there and how much. So far I have Teeny Button Studios, I have Alaska Nancy, Eternity Ranch Knits, and Jen Sheelan. So there's 4 different dyers in here so far. There we go. Look at that. So pretty. Yeah, so right now we are doing, I think, where did it start? It started here is where Teeny Button Studios started. Yep. And that is my Bits and Bobs. So today, what I will be doing with the Bits and Bobs is going through and adding one more color. I need to go and wind another cake of the bare yarn that I'm holding with it, because it's 2 fingerings held double. And this is my second favorite bag maker. Look at how cute is that. She made this special for me because she knows how much I love Mickey. So adorable, and it's huge, huge. I love it. And this is from Stitchin' Pumpkin. She has a website you can find online. Love it. This is like a total sweater bag. It's my favorite. I love that bag. That's it. So my next socks, so they'll be my June socks, which I have a while before I need to cast on for those, because it's the first of the month that you cast on every month for the Desert Vista Dyeworks socks. And I am going to do Zombody's Late, and that is going to be for June. I love that. I can't wait to see how this stripes up. So these might be a pair of birthday socks, I'm not sure. If those are not birthday socks, then these will be birthday socks. And this is from Nomadic Yarns. I've had this for a really long time. It's called Sugared Plums. They're beautiful. It's beautiful. So that is going to be a cast on soon. If I use the DVD yarn, then I'll obviously wait until the beginning of June to cast on the birthday socks, but if not, then I'll cast these on right away. And if I cast this on right away, then in the beginning of June, I'll have 3 pairs of socks going, 4 pairs of socks that I'm currently working on. And how's all that gonna work? Let me tell you. This is what I've been doing. I'm kind of excited about this because I came into my craft room where I am right now. This is a Murphy bed behind me. So this is a spare room that we have in the house. And I keep all of my yarn in here. I have my desk in here for work. So I put everything away. I've started picking out patterns and matching yarn with them. My ultimate goal, my vague ultimate goal, is to be basically a stashless knitter. I want to have all of my projects in the yarn, with the, you know, the yarn in the bag, in the project bag, which I've already started doing. And what I've been doing is doing like little 3x5 index cards with the name of the pattern instead of actually printing out the pattern and putting it in there. Because sometimes I'll use Knit Companion, and so I don't print out the pattern. So it really depends on the pattern that I'm using to do that. So for, let's see, let me look, for April and May, so this is what I did. I went through all of my whips, frogged some, I just went through all of them. So I made a list of all of my 2020 whips, right? And it continues all the way down the whole. That's how many whips I currently have going. I've finished 1, 2, I finished 2. So what I did was I started keeping track by month of, in April I kept track of what I pick up. I would write it down, like what do I feel like working on, and I'd pick up a pair of socks, or I'd pick up my crochet blanket or whatever. And so these are all of the projects that got love in April, right? And when I completed something, I just wrote completed. Well, I only finished 2 things in April, which were the DVD socks and a baby blanket I was working on, which I didn't bring in to show you. And so when we got to May, I actually made a May page and moved all of the unfinished items over to May. And so I will just continue to do that until I'm starting to get things worked on and done. Because I had a lot of whips that I really didn't want to frog. I didn't want to stop working on. You know, so hopefully that will keep me on track. And in my Ravelry, I put 2020, I'm tagging everything with 2020 and started separating it by year, and then that way I can see literally how many things I finished that year and keep track of it that way. Last year, I literally only finished 5 things. I casted on so many items, and now they're all laying around here in 2020. So this is going to be the year of finishing, I hope, knock on wood. Right? We'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys updated. How does everybody out there organize their whips? What do they do? Are you a monogamous knitter? Do you knit on 5 things at a time? I've heard of people just doing like, okay, I'm allowed to have a shawl, a hat, a pair of socks, and a sweater. And once I finish the hat, I can cast on a new hat. Or, you know, how do all y'all do that? Because I have no idea how to really, this is the only way that I've figured out in this little notebook to really keep track of what I'm doing. I don't know. So I think that is about all that I have for you today. I'm so happy that you came to spend time with me. Thank you so much. If you so please, you can hit the like and subscribe button. And I hope that everybody is being safe and healthy and happy and kind to each other. I'm sending virtual hugs to all of you out there, all of my friends and non-friends. Take care, and I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday. Bye.